What is up, y'all? It's your girl Mya, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I installed this wig on my beautiful client. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So I'm starting with pushing all her edges back because I don't want none of them to be in the way of the cap, nor do I want any of them to get in the glue that we're about to use. So I'm pushing them all back, and then I'm gonna blow dry them on cool or medium setting. I know her cap looks a little crazy right now, but we're gonna get it right. I'm taking a needle and a thread, and I'm sewing that onto her anchor braids so that her cap stays in place and it's not shifting throughout her install. As I get to the end, none of these stitches are super pretty or super neat. I'm just stitching them just to make sure her cap stays in place, like I said. But as we get to the end, I'm gonna make sure I tie it off and completely seal the thread. I'm gonna cut some ear holes for her ears to sit comfortably, but I'm not cutting them too wide because I don't want too many runs, especially not in the front of the cap. I'm spraying her with my Ericka J skin protectant and going in with my Ericka J watermelon adhesive. I'm doing one thin layer of the glue because we don't want none of this glue to really be on her edges. We're putting this above her hairline, and we're just gonna smooth it back. Want to make sure you really secure around the ears, that where your ear tabs are going to be. I'm going to take a little bit of Got2b spray just for a little bit of reinforcement. We were kind of in a rush, so I wanted this glue to dry kind of fast, but we're giving it just an extra hold. Now I'm cutting the cap halfway just to make it more comfortable for her. And that is a bald cap. That's gonna be lit. I'm taking some makeup. I'm using a liquid foundation for this install. It's one of the Maybelline Fit Me foundations. I don't really remember the shade, but just use the shade closest to your client's complexion. And I'm putting that all over my cap, and I'm gonna cut it. I like to put my makeup on before I'm cutting because I don't want to have to get too close to the line of the cap when it's time to clean the skin. That makes the cap roll back. And when you're cutting your cap, you want to make sure you're cutting as close as possible. Now I'm adding a little bit of makeup to the edges of the cap just to make it blend better. And now I'm going to clean her skin. I use a little bit of alcohol, and I use the Ericka J skin protectant as well. And now I'm just making sure her wig fits. I know the part is crooked. I know it's crooked, but I'm just making sure her ear tabs are going to be comfortable and they're going to be cut out correctly. We're going to clean up the part later. Now I'm going to cut out her ear tabs, and this is kind of self-explanatory. I make her hold one side, and I just cut around the ear. I don't try to cut too much hair off. I focus more on the part where the lace meets the band and making sure the band is not hurting her ear. Now I'm taking some translucent powder, and I'm just marking off where I'm gonna cut my lace and where I'm gonna apply my glue. The lace is thin, so the powder is gonna seep through the lace and onto the skin, so you're still gonna have your guideline marks on your skin. You can use the color of the foundation that you also use for the lace onto to do your trace mark. Now I'm just folding the wig back, and we're gonna do 3 layers of glue. We're gonna wait till the layers are dry and they're clear, and then we're gonna proceed with our next layer. And I also cleaned again with some Ericka J skin protectant just for some extra cleaning. I'm using the end of my rat tail comb. Sometimes I go between popsicle sticks and the end of my rat tail comb. This is because sometimes the popsicle sticks don't smooth it out as smooth as I want it to be, so my handy dandy rat tail comb gets the job done. I like to work from side to side because once I finish one side, the other side should be ready to place the next layer of glue. And we're doing 3 layers because she has planned to keep this wig on for a good amount of time, and this is her first wig, so we don't want any mishaps to happen to her. We don't want no lace lifting, we don't want none of that. And as you can see, that lace is drying very clear. Let me know in the comments how many layers of glue you use for your install, and let me know what kind of adhesive or what kind of glue you use for your install as well. I know some girls are the even spray girls. I know some girls are mousse or like glueless girls, bold hold. Let me know what you use in the comments. My last layer is complete. I'm pulling that lace and I'm laying it down exactly where I want it to go into the glue. I'm laying exactly where I want it to lay. So whatever I don't want to be cut off, I'm making sure that gets stuck down with the glue. And I'm gonna make her hold each side just for reinforcement so they're not lifting. And it is okay if your glue is still white when laying it. Once you add your band, it's gonna dry. Now I'm putting her hair up just to get it out the way for when I tie my elastic band, and we're gonna let her sit with this elastic band for 10 minutes. Now our 10 minutes are up. I'm just showing you that that lace is very much melted already, and that was just laying the lace in the glue. Now I'm cleaning up that part. I like to do this after I lay the lace in the glue, just in case I don't place it exactly where it's supposed to be. We'll still be able to clean up her part and give her a part in the center. Now I'm just hot combing those flyaways, and I'm just hot combing where I want this hair to be. Now I'm gonna cut the lace, but I'm pinning her baby hairs back first. You're gonna see me go between the razor and the scissors. I just felt like the scissors were gonna give me a closer cut. I also didn't want to cut her with the razor, so if you're using a razor, you need to be very careful. But I opted for the scissors, and when you use the scissors, you want to make sure manually you're giving it a zigzag or jagged cut, just to make the hairline appear more natural. As opposed to the razor, when you use the razor, it kind of already does it for you. You just want to get as close to the hairline as you can, well, the hairline that you created as you can, and you want to give it a jagged cut. And whatever isn't stuck down right now, I will go back and add the glue. And if you can tell, I'm following exactly where I placed my dotted line. Now I'm just pulling back any lace that didn't get a chance to get stuck, and I'm gonna go on with a little bit of glue and we're gonna stick that back down. Now I'm taking her hair, I'm gonna pin it up again just to get ready for the melt process. I'm adding some more foundation just to match, and I'm taking my one true love, my Sebastian Shaper spray. This is a generic brand from Sally's, but this spray works wonders. So we're spraying that onto the lace, and we're gonna melt it down with our lace band again. And I decided that I wanted to throw some curls into this wig for her. So that's what we're doing. I'm spraying my Sebastian Shaper. It has such a light hold. I'm using my Baby Bliss curling iron, and I'm using this iron and curling away from her face, and then we're gonna pin it up. It's giving very much. I'm taking my Sebastian Shaper spray and I'm just spraying those curls in place. Now it's time to move that elastic band and get ready to prep her edges. And as you can see, that spray definitely melted the lace into her skin. Make sure you keep up with me on my social medias. That's where I post all of my looks, and that's where I just, you keep up with me. Now I'm taking my razor and I'm cutting her edges down. We're going for fluffy baby hairs, nothing too crazy. We're keeping it very simple. One side of her baby hairs are plucked a little bit more, but that's okay. They came out looking really good. And I'm taking my pencil straightener and I'm curling her baby hairs upward just to give it that natural curl when we go to swoop them. taking my mousse. You want to make sure you're using alcohol-free mousse. And I'm gonna take a little bit of got to be gel on the edges. When you swoop, you want to make sure you use your finger as a guide to really keep everything in place. And play around with it. Don't stop until you get it exactly how you want it. That's why you want to use an alcohol-free mousse so it doesn't coincide with the glue and make it lift. You can see I was having a little bit of trouble here, but all I did was use my finger all I did was use my finger or my thumb, and I made sure I was using it to guide me and just holding it in place until I got it how I wanted. Now to tie them down, I'm gonna take a wrap strip. I usually use about 3 wrap strips, but this was my last one, so I used 1 and the elastic band. We're gonna go ahead and take those clips out of the curls. I'm gonna cut that wrapping strip off, and I'm gonna go ahead and comb out her baby hair. Because I only had 1 wrap strip, it took a little bit longer for her edges to dry. So if you see me running a liquid on it with my finger, that is just Sebastian Shaper Plus spray, and I'm just using it to remold the baby hairs into whatever place I need them to be. As you can see right here, it's definitely still wet. It wasn't fully dry, so just taking that hairspray, it gave me a little bit more hold. And once again, you want to make sure you use your finger as a guide. Now we're gonna comb out those curls, and they're so beautiful. We didn't even do any layers because she wasn't sure how she wanted to style this wig next, so I didn't put any layers in it for her. But even without the layers, it still turned out so beautiful how it framed her face. These curls were perfect. Stay tuned for more videos of the final product. I really love this install, and she loved it for her first time. Before the video is over, I just want to say thank you for watching. Make sure you keep up with me and stay connected with me on my social medias. They're going to be linked in the description box below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you learned something, let me know in the comments, and we out of here.